reports are coming out, and they're not good for Atlanta fans. Trae Young, the face of the Hawks, is frustrated. And honestly, you don't even need to read a single article to know it's true. All you have to do is look at his social media. Because if you've been following Trae for a while, you know this. When he's annoyed, when he's sending a message without saying it directly, the cryptic tweets start coming. And this time, it's an hourglass emoji. That's it. No words, no explanation, just the clock ticking. Now, if you're a Hawks fan, that's not just random. That's a warning. It means time is running out. But here's where things get wild. This isn't just Trae playing games online. This time, the Hawks fired back in their own way. They refused to give him a max contract extension. Not, let's negotiate later. Not, we're close to a deal. No, nothing, zero. That's almost unheard of for a franchise player, especially one still in his prime. Why this is a big deal? Think about the situation. Trae Young could be a free agent next year. He's the star of the team. The guy on every billboard in Atlanta. The player casual fans recognize immediately. And yet, the Hawks are basically rolling the dice, saying, we'll see how it goes. That's dangerous. Because in the NBA, when a star feels underappreciated, he doesn't just sit there quietly. Sometimes he asks for a trade. Sometimes he leaves outright. And sometimes he uses the pressure to force a massive move nobody saw coming. If you look at NBA history, situations like this don't usually end with happily ever after. They end with a press conference in a different city. Here's the thing. Trae didn't deny the rumors when they dropped. Instead, he doubled down. He posted about an NFL player who demanded a trade after not getting paid early. His words were clear. Open quote, when someone's willing to take less early to stay forever, you pay them. Price only goes up. Get what you deserve. Close quote. Translation, pay me now, or this is gonna get ugly. And honestly, from Trae's point of view, he has a case. He's done everything for Atlanta, led them to the playoffs, had huge scoring nights, played through injuries. So why hesitate? Why Atlanta's hesitating? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Trae Young is one of the most exciting offensive players in the league. He's top tier in assists. He can pull up from deep like it's nothing. He's a walking 30-piece on any given night. But winning? That's a different story. In the 2022 playoffs, Atlanta ran into Miami, and it was a nightmare for Trae. Every drive, Bam Adebayo was waiting. Every jumper, Jimmy Butler's hand was in his face. Turnovers piled up. He couldn't find a rhythm. And defensively, let's be real, it's a weakness. So, the Hawks are looking at all this and thinking, has a small, ball-dominant, defense-light point guard ever led a team to a title? The closest example? Maybe Isaiah Thomas in '89. But that Pistons team was stacked defensively around him. That's the core of Atlanta's hesitation, committing $200+ million to a player they fear might have a built-in ceiling. The risk for Atlanta. But here's the flip side. This decision comes with massive risk. Trae has an opt-out next summer. That means he can walk for nothing. And according to multiple reports, other NBA teams are already keeping tabs on the situation, which is just a polite way of saying, the second he's available, we're making calls. So while the Hawks think they're buying time, they could actually be starting the countdown to losing their star. Teams that could go after Trae. If Trae hits the market next summer, the cap space leaderboard looks like this. Washington Wizards, 70 mega plus. Brooklyn Nets, Los Angeles Lakers, Utah Jazz, Portland Trail Blazers, Charlotte Hornets, Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Clippers. Do any of these teams instantly guarantee a championship? No. But for Trae, they mean one thing, leverage. Even if he doesn't want to play for some of them, just the threat is enough to pressure Atlanta. The trade possibilities. If the Hawks still won't give him the deal he wants, the next move is simple, a trade request. And here's where the speculation starts. 1. Miami Heat. No true point guard right now. Trae could be running pick and rolls with Bam, surrounded by shooters. And Eric Spoelstra? Probably the kind of coach who could push Trae in ways he hasn't been pushed before. 2. Minnesota Timberwolves. Mike Conley's not getting younger, and Ant Edwards could use someone to run the offense in crunch time. Yes, Ant likes the ball in his hands, but Trae's playmaking could open up the floor for both Ant and Rudy Gobert. Number 3. Boston Celtics, the curveball. They're elite, but in tight playoff games, they go heavy isolation. Trae is chaos, Deep threes, quick decisions, lob passes. And Boston's defense could actually hide his biggest weakness. None of these teams have huge trade packages just sitting there. But if Trae wants out, his leverage could force Atlanta's hand. Take a smaller deal now or lose him for nothing. Why this season is everything. This year, the Hawks made a choice. They could have gone younger, fully rebuilt around guys like Jalen Johnson. Instead, they went for veterans and tried to retool. That means they expect results now. If they make a deep playoff run, maybe Trae lets the past go and signs long-term. But if they fall short, that's when the leaks start. Trae likes what insert team is building, or he's intrigued by a big market. Even if it's all smoke, it creates pressure. The bigger NBA picture. Here's the part that should worry Hawks fans. This isn't just about one season. It's about momentum, perception, and power in the league. When a star player starts sending signals like this, it's usually the first step in a process that ends with him somewhere else. We've seen it before. Franchise thinks they have more time than they do. The relationship erodes, and suddenly, there's a press conference. Trae Young, holding up a new jersey, smiling for the cameras, and it's not red and yellow. Meanwhile, other stars are making noise too, hinting they might want out if things don't change. The NBA's balance of power can shift fast. All it takes is one domino, and Trae might be the first to fall. Right now, Atlanta thinks they're controlling the situation. They're not. Trae Young is. Every tweet, every post, every quiet stare from the bench, it's all part of a bigger message. Pay me or watch me walk. The only question is, will the Hawks believe him, or will they be the next franchise that thought their star was bluffing until it was too late?